Welcome back to Propology, and I have to apologize very quickly. I am not ready, so just give me a second. Oh yeah, here it is. Today, we're talking about the Return of the Jedi Scout Blaster. Now, we have here a speeder bike. It's actually in my garage sitting right next to my lawnmower. And if you have a speeder bike, you have to have biker scout costume. And I have a biker scout costume. And so that kind of makes this blaster a little more near and dear to my heart. I also have a very bad habit. When I used to go to events, I tended at the end of the event to give my blaster away. So every time I went out to an event, I had to make myself a new blaster. So let's get into the Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper Blaster Pistol. Now, the original base for this is all custom. It is all sculpted. Actually, it's all made out of wood. And James Shop.
My name is James Shoppy.
I'm not really sure how to pronounce his name. He was the art director on Return of the Jedi, and he created the body of this blaster. They're all cast in resin. They took the original master, made molds of it, and cast resin bodies out of it. And fitted to that is a single point scope. This single point scope is also a resin casting, and it has a 1-inch Weaver scope ring also cast into the scope. Now, this scope ring is pretty much the same scope ring they used throughout Return of the Jedi. You see it on E11s, you see it on the DL44s. It's pretty much the only scope ring you really see in Return of the Jedi. The scope is glued and screwed to the body of the blaster. And how they did this was the back part is usually glued, and then right here they drill a hole, run a screw, and then they would put body filler over top of it, sand it, and then paint the whole thing. And that's how they attach the scope. Now, this blaster doesn't have really a flash suppressor. It has more what you would call maybe an emitter, maybe. And what I believe this was made from is a pipe to hose adapter. It would screw in, and then it would have a barb end on it, and you'd slide that on and put a hose clamp on it. Well, they cut the barb end off and then put a 3-tiered, probably something they just made, but put a 3-tiered end on it. And the adapter is pretty much molded into the body of the blaster, but it's very plain to see that it's there. This blaster pretty much has only one greeble, and that greeble is this guy right here. This is a Motorola transistor, and the idea was, I think, since the blaster actually has no trigger, this is how you were supposed to fire the blaster. At least that's what it says in the Star Wars Visual Dictionary. You just hold it here and then press with your finger, and that's what would fire the blaster. But anyway, this is a very cool blaster. I love this little blaster. Thank you for joining me while I demolded this blaster and we talked about all the parts it's made of. Join us next time when we pull out another prop and tear it down and see what it's made of.